will be part of that, like toward the latter end of this. Okay, for you guys on Instagram, you can find the first video on YouTube if you don't go to my TikTok. So, first off, as I empty my pockets, this is very important. Or at least it's important to me. Might not be important to y'all, it's important to me. I do owe you guys a video, I'm gonna do that, but before I do that, I wanna talk about bullying and school and social media. Alright, so the other day on my TikTok, a young woman named Tia came across her 12-year-old daughter's being bullied. I requested that all martial artists at least find this lady and help her out. I started doing martial art demonstrations. I started teaching how to break an arm and a knee, and I got too deep into my feelings. I'm not going to apologize for what I said. I'm not going to take it back. I do insist that if you guys find me on TikTok and you find that video of Miss Tia talking about her daughter trying to unalive herself because somebody's been picking on her for the bulk of her life, if you don't agree with me, it's fine. I don't give a shit. But the point of the matter is I'm trying to help somebody because I've been bullied all my fucking life. I'm 5'3". I don't have to take that shit, neither does she. So yeah, I might have taught her some fatal shit that I probably should not have taught. I'll be guilty of it. But it was taught to me for the same purpose. So that people who were bigger than me and needed to be put in their place got just that. So I taught her to hit people in the sternum, hit them in the throat, and I taught her what to do about breaking an arm. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of that before I get into weapons and stuff that that I owe you. So for everybody who is late to the party, whatever you miss, you can go find it on my YouTube channel of Kung Fu Havoc #2. You can find me on TikTok under @JW_GrayWolf616. I'm still getting the social media thing down pat, y'all. Look, I'm 48, okay? Me and social media, it's there. I'm doing the best I can, all right? My YouTube channel doesn't have a lot of following, and the purpose of that is really, honestly, the more honest you are with people, the less friends you have, and the less people follow, all right? And I like keeping that shit real. I like keeping it like to where it is. I don't like to tell lies. I'm not good at it, so I might as well just tell the truth. This woman came across my TikTok and she was in bad shape, all right? And as a person who has been bullied because of my height and my race, my inability to get women to like me, I've been bullied a lot for a lot of dumb shit. Shit that's sensible, shit that if I punch somebody in the mouth, they ain't gonna bother me no goddamn more. If I punch them in the throat, they can't bother me any goddamn more. So I took it amongst myself to talk uncivil liberties to bullies. I'm against bullying. I don't want her to become what she despises, but sometimes you gotta do a little bit of evil to evil people to get them the fuck away from you. So I told her, if someone's throwing a right or a left, remember what side of your face is coming on. This is a left, so it's gonna be on my opponent's right. And most people are taught standard boxing, you go left, left, right, left, left, uppercut, left, left, hook. Okay, so what I told her was, if that if that left arm is coming at your face, it'll be coming to this side. You get to this side, you catch wrist with the far hand, elbow with the closest hand, pull wrist, push elbow, snap. Don't stop until it pops. And then after it pops, you strike in the throat. If the throat is unavailable, you strike in the rib, the kidney, the liver, whatever the hell, depending on what hand you're throwing, because your liver's on your right, your other kidney is on your left, and there's a kidney here, and you got a bunch of ribs. So you got a bunch of targets, and I taught her target striking. I also taught her 2 knuckle strikes for the throat. I also taught her things that I probably should not have taught her. But if she doesn't have anybody to show her in her area to practice, I told her my YouTube channel. All right? I don't have a partner because I'm just that damn dangerous, and nobody wants to use my skills as a set of how you can learn some shit. I've been on Earth for a long time. Yeah, I'm not a professional fighter, but that doesn't make me any less dangerous because you don't know shit about me. You know what you see on the internet. That's what you know about everybody. But a lot of people on the internet, they're not telling you the truth. Understand that shit. They'll give you the glorified stuff, but they don't give you the hardcore what the fuck happens after you get hit shit. Getting hit sucks. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. Getting hit sucks. Alright? And the bigger you are, the harder I'm going to hit you. Because I know where to hit you. See, there's a minor difference between karate and kung fu, and they don't want to go into that shit. Not the fact that there's 10,000 styles of each martial art that ever exists, because somebody's always evolving, someone's always improving, someone's always doing something to make the style better, or to merge styles and stuff like that. I merge everything I have into my arsenal. And I'm a little bit out of the range with this leg, so wushu is out. I'm not supposed to be doing any flying moves or any of that shit. I still do them. I just don't do the landings because the doctor said, you know, the Army fixed this one. They have to fix this one. But if you fuck this one back up, you're on your own, and I don't have health insurance. All right? So I told her, you know, your front kicks win fights. Your simple kicks win fights. Your fancy shit, well, they look good in the movies. They don't always connect, and I told her that shit can go wrong. Like, for instance, if you're going to do a sequence of attacks and you're not a really good fighter, boom, front kick, boom, front kick, you know, get back into position. But if you got to do a sequence of those, boom, boom, you keep going, you know, and you keep that. Versus doing this sequence, boom, boom, boom. Now, when you do that, you become vulnerable when your back is turned to your enemy. If you are not a great fighter, that sequence is going to get you fucked up. You might not like that shit, but it's the fucking truth. Because the second I throw this round kick, boom, and I land and plant and I spin, they duck, crotch is all theirs. What if they don't duck? What if they block, grab, and punch? Because you can catch a foot under here like you would catch a bow staff. And lock your hand, you can break my knee, you can hit me in the testicles. There's a whole lot more that you can do. And yeah, it might seem a little hardcore to teach a 12-year-old. Y'all don't know what the fuck hardcore is. If you think me teaching that to a 12-year-old was hardcore and wrong, be glad I don't have children. Be damn glad I don't have children. Because they'll be walking weapons. Understand the difference between me and everybody else. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. Getting hit in the balls, it hurts. If you have a cup on, it will reduce it. Doesn't mean it won't hurt. It just means it will reduce it. It'll give you enough protection to know, you know, yeah, that's unpleasant because they're driving that cup right up in there. Still unpleasant. Even though everything's safe in a little pocket, it's still a good chance you're going to feel some pain. All right? So I also told her, you know, that this is bad. Boom. Boom. Because if you miss, you're a pointed target. You're going to be on your back. Or you're going to be like this. I can only speak from a man's point of view because I don't have a vagina and I can't tell you if hitting a woman in the vagina hurts. I don't know. I don't own one. But I own a twig and berries. I know getting hit in the testicles hurt. Getting hit in the tip of your twig and berries hurts. So I can only explain from my point of view. And that kick might have looked flawless, but if I missed that kick, I'm a dead man. If I miss this kick, I'm a dead man. I'm not going to teach somebody something that they can't use out here. I have a set saying, and I'll say it again. And I'll piss off every one of you martial artists out here. There ain't a damn thing you can do about it because it's the truth. There are no superior martial arts. There are only superior martial artists in that set. That's the name of a video. Go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel. And the thing about being a martial artist is you have to understand. You're not the only one. You're not. There are many different styles of martial arts. People don't understand that shit. Oh, well, ego kicks in. I know Kung Fu. I'm better than you. I know karate. I'm better than you. I know Taekwondo. I'm better than you. I know capoeira. I'm better than you. Once we start feeding that ego, people get hurt. My alarm's going off. I'm not here to make sure anybody gets hurt. I'm here to make sure that everybody knows the truth that you can be hurt. I'm also here to make sure that everybody stops bullying. So I need to be back here so that YouTube gets me all in range. This young lady came across my screen begging for help for her daughter. She said practitioners, she didn't care if they were light or dark. You be the judge. I'm not light and I'm not dark. I walk that line in the middle. Why do I walk that line in the middle? Because I said it 5 seconds ago or 2 minutes ago. That sometimes you gotta do evil to evil people to make sure that they understand that you don't have to take that shit. You might not like my way of thinking. This may come across everybody's FYP or whatever the fuck it is for Instagram and TikTok. But it doesn't mean I'm wrong. Might not be 1,000% right, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong. In school, again, since I was bullied by so many people, some of the teachers watched, stood by and did nothing. So like I said, I'm not gonna do that. Not for this 12-year-old girl, just like the special guy who was being overrun by people because he's a Viking and he's special, he has special needs and everybody's picking on him. No. You think you're better than people because you pick on them? You're only better than them because you got away with it and nobody was man enough to stand up and say something. Or nobody was woman enough to stand up and say something. In high school, Miss Jones let me be picked on by everybody on the sports academic team in her class. She did nothing. She watched when they threw spitballs at me, when they blew them out the straws and stuck in my hair. She watched when they threw balled up class papers and hit me in the head, and she never did shit. So I decided one day, I'm gonna bring my nunchucks to school. And then she decides to do something, but not to the bullies. She decides to do the shit to me, the victim. Or like I like to say, I've reached fuck it one too many times in life, and that was one of them days. Not one of them motherfuckers ever came after me after that. They never came after me outside of school. They never came after me, and you shouldn't have to be bullied in school. School should have sharper dealing with bully problems. And you know one thing that they should do? They should put a computer with the camera in the class to monitor the class and have that shit on live all damn day long. And that way, when the students exchange classes, on the way out, their behavior seen, on the way in, their behavior seen. Put schools in every room in the hallways, all that shit, except for over the bathroom stalls. And yeah, put one in the corner in the bathroom, just out of reach of the stall, because you can still hear the audio. And you can know what's going on, like the little kid many moons back, they got jumped in the bathroom. And like the little native kid that also got jumped in the bathroom and got his hair chopped off. But see, when you allow bullying to happen, bullying continues to happen. Now, y'all might not like me. Hell, y'all might say I'm bullying other martial artists right now. You might be right. I say a whole lot of bad shit about BJJ. But I don't say it without reserve. I say it from my experience. And a lot of people who do BJJ right now think that BJJ is the superior martial art. And I got news flash for you. It's not. I'm sorry. There are no superior martial arts. There's only superior martial arts in that art. Alright? So if you are a martial artist and you are a BJJ ace, that just means you can beat everybody up who knows BJJ. It does not mean that you can beat somebody up who knows Taekwondo, or Kung Fu, or Kempo, or any of those other offset martial arts that are not sports. Alright? So you might not be able to beat them. You might be able to hang with them, but you might not be able to beat them because at its core, I'm sorry, I'll say it, because no one else is brave enough to. At its core, BJJ works when you're on the ground. Now, contrary to popular belief, not all fights go to the ground. See, I used to have a thing. I don't know if you guys are old enough to know about this, but I'm old enough to know about it because I'm one of the people that stands with this hill and out down this hill. When UFC first started getting big, 9 times out of 10, if it was a stand-up fighter like Randy Couture or, God damn it, the Iceman, I can't think of his name, but I know he's not Randy Couture, but Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, the Iceman Chuck Liddell. These guys were stand-up fighters. When the stand-up fighters ruled the UFC, before the ground and pounders came in, everybody always said, yo, you can't fuck with them stand-up fighters. You gotta get them on the ground, because that was the only way the stand-up fighters was losing. Remember that. BJJ works on that principle. I gotta get you down to whoop your ass. Any martial art where I gotta get you down to whoop your ass, that's not really working for me. If it works for you, that's fine. Now, I'm also old enough to know that before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came out, there was Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. And both of them involved you standing up and throwing someone on the ground. Or for Jiu-Jitsu, it involved a lot of grappling and locking. For those who aren't old enough to remember, old school jiu-jitsu, the only time you hit the ground is when somebody puts you in an arm bar and drag you to the ground and you tap it out. The only time in regular jiu-jitsu when somebody puts you on the ground, it came from what was a side off of judo, and they judo throwed you and put you in an arm lock, which involved your arm being caught between their legs. You know, in old school judo, you never got on the ground. You just stood up, shoulder to shoulder, lapel to lapel, a little bit of a wrestling match, boom, you know, little leverage, you throw them over your shoulder. You want to be a little nasty fucker, you throw them this way, kick them in the fucking heel, or kick your heel into their shin. It's easier to throw one person off of one foot than it is to throw them off of two. Boom, you body slam. Old school judo, old school jiu-jitsu. Not that shit y'all young people are dealing with now. But always remember, if you get into a street fight, don't know rules in the dojo apply. Which is again why I say you have a 70-20. 70% of the shit that you learn in the dojo will only work in the dojo. The 30% that don't works outside. That's what you really need. You need to turn that 30% into a 70. I'm one of them people who has found the way to turn that 30 into a 70. Everything I'm going to teach you, you will be able to use in the gym and out the gym. Some of the things will be classified as illegal, but you ain't fighting for sport. You're fighting for your life. That's the difference maker. I didn't want this young lady to have to go through the shit I gone through because she's 12. Think about how it was for you when you were 12. 12 was hell for me. Well, it was until my dad made me stop fist fighting. 12 was hell for me in school because I'm mixed and because I'm short, but nobody ever wanted to fight me because they already knew that I could handle mine. Alright? I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, I'm just spitting off some truth. This young lady needed some fucking help. And I employ any martial artist out there, whether you are good or evil, that if someone needs your help and they aren't good fighters, the least you can do is offer a lesson. And a good lesson. A lesson that not only teaches them morally right and morally wrong, but it teaches them how to stay alive. So yeah, I told her, throat, sternum, bladder. I don't have a vagina. If it had been a boy, I'd have said testicles, bladder, belly, sternum, throat. I also said when you got to go and knee somebody, when you kick them and they leaned over, you grab them by the back of the head, you hit. So I had to alter that to make sure that I do it so that they don't kill anybody. When you hit, swing with the out knee or in knee, so that this side of your knee hits their face instead of you checking their forehead or their nose where you can accidentally kill them. So yeah, I taught some fairly lethal ordnance. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not sorry. I hope her mom shows her the video. I hope the girl starts practicing every day. Now the downside of that is you can't really learn martial arts through a TV screen if you haven't been trained. Or can you? I know quite a few kids who used to watch Power Rangers and never went to a dojo and could fuck kids up in a dojo. So, it's a touch and go thing. But you still gotta have principle. You still gotta have morals. You still gotta know when to use it, what to use it, and why to use it. So hopefully her parents can guide her on that part. That's not my part, that's their part. But as far as her being taught how to fuck somebody up, I'll step up and do that. Because if a person can't breathe, they can't hurt you, and it doesn't matter how big they are. If the elbow is broken, the fist doesn't work. I still need to make a video about that, so I'll do that after this. It just won't be on the live. And probably won't be out here because I know that battery on that laptop doesn't last for like an hour. Alright, so now that that's out the way, we are going to continue with what I owe you. So we are going to do weapons demonstration, and we're going to end it with do's and don'ts of bound fighting. I know you guys are tired of seeing that shit, but I'm not getting reviews on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube about it, so we'll end it with that. Alright, so I'll put on these gloves so that I have grip, and we'll start with the nunchucks first. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so I got double nunchucks. You kind of don't want to do that. That could probably be bad for you. So we're just going to work on some strikes. we're gonna play. Okay, boom, boom. See, I couldn't catch that back. All right, so we're gonna work on some strikes and some defenses. So block, strike, that kind of shit. For karate, block, strike, block, strike. For kung fu, block, strike, block, strike. See the difference? I'm pretty much doing the same thing. So throw a punch, boom. I just caught them in this position here. Their arm is going straight. So one is over here and one is back here. Clap. Then if I step to the side this way, I can strike them in the face. If I step to the side, strike, because I can strike the elbow. When they block, I can bat it like this. Or if they throw a punch, I can catch it, snap it. If they throw a punch, I can block it, strike at the gut. Or I can do this, block, double strike. So one's gonna hit here and one's gonna hit here. You understand how these things work. And 9 times out of 10, you're doing this, you're not gonna really be doing a lot of foot action. So, you know, strike, boom. Okay? These things can come back and hit you in mid-fight. So, you're gonna fight with them. See how close that was? You're gonna fight with these things. Just use your basic strikes. Boom, that's a strike. Boom, that's a strike. You got 2 people on the outside. Boom, that's a strike. You're not gonna be doing this when you are in a fight. Probably ain't gonna be doing much of this either. So you're gonna keep it straight. Boom, boom. Understand? Keep that shit simple. Don't do that fancy shit. You are not Michelangelo. And neither am I. Chobos, short sticks, whatever you want to call them. Real life, this, not an option. See what just happened? See? That was not on purpose, but that's just some shit that's gonna happen. If you're doing your ceremony for Thai fighting, you're not gonna be doing that. All right? Block, strike, you're gonna do that. But you're never gonna do this unless you're filming a movie. Block, strike, kick. Block, kick. Person behind you. Block, strike, kick. You're gonna need to know things like that. You ain't never gonna need to know this. You know, block, strike. You know, that's something you're gonna need. This, you're vulnerable. You wanna keep your strikes simple. Boom, boom, kick, double strike. I was gonna do a spin. I really wanted to. But I had to remember, I owe you a video, but I'm also talking about school bullying. So, you know, you want to keep that shit simple. Boom, boom, reposition. Boom, 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 boom. Reposition. And if you notice, I don't do this shit. Boom, 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 boom. If I'm using my feet, I'm probably not going to use the chobos. Now the chobos, though, I don't really need my feet. Boom, boom. So, they're throwing a right punch, block, strike. Or if I want to do kung fu, block, strike. You understand? Or left punch, block, strike. Or left punch, block, strike. So for those who have taken Kenpo, you know what these are. For those who do Kali, I don't know Kali, so I can't teach you Kali. I can teach you Kenpo, but you know, you're gonna hit in the elbow. You're gonna hit them where their joints are. So if they throw a punch, you block as you strike, because every strike is a block and every block is a strike in Kenpo. So you want to be able to watch what you do. Boom, boom. So I'm blocking a strike with this one and I'm striking with this one. Or I can bat it with this one and strike with this one. Or I can double bat and then strike and then strike. Now if that person has a weapon, clock, you got to learn your blocks. So you're going to block your central eye. Boom, 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 boom. Protect your legs. Boom, protect your legs. Protect your back. You're going to need to know all that shit. But you're never going to need to know how to do this unless you're making a movie. Why? So there's no point. It just shows somebody that you can roll a stick around. My nose is running. I'm trying not to lose the battle against the cold weather. So Sorry about that. Okay, nose is clean. These are homemade weapons. They represent the ring for training, teach you how to do your line punches. But they can also be used the same way you would use Kempo, but you're not going to do this. Form the blazing sword. You're not Voltron. So bat, strike, you understand? Bat, strike, boom, 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 boom. You gotta learn how to block, all right? So you're blocking everything. Now the downside about these things is there's a big fucking hole in the middle. So you gotta learn how to control that hole. You know, you don't want it open, like right there. You want just enough, you know, to block, but you want to block with the outside, you know. This is not wrong, but it's not exactly right. All right? Why is that? Because this hand can go through that hole. If I want to block, if I have two, one will go this way and one will go that way. So it's caught in there, but you're doing this, and my hand is caught in there. Since I only have one hand, it's not looking pretty, but it's caught in there. And the person on this side is pulling that. So it's caught right dead smack in the middle. Hopefully that explained it. Hold on. So it's there. This looks nasty. Okay. So that's how that works. It would definitely work better with a human person helping me out. So, again, you know, you want to keep your target so where you don't have to maneuver as badly. You know, you want to, again, keep your target where you don't have to work as hard, all right? See, when you got to fight harder instead of fighting smarter, you kind of defeat yourself. If your cardio's not good, shit goes down wrong. Multiple targets. You're not going to see me do this. No. If I got to leave the ground, it better be because you did a foot sweep. Okay? Again, fancy's good for movies. This shit here, good for movies. Strike, strike. Okay? It's good for movies. Real life, not so much. Because if I hit you and you don't go down, and I hit you and it just pushes you back, my next move should just be a front kick. Place, step, kick again. It should not be strike, 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 and you still don't go down. I gotta get mad, gotta get nasty. I just threw the fight. You ducked it, all of this was yours. I might have been whooping your ass until I decided to get fancy. Then I fucked up. I got fancy. Don't get fancy in real fights. Do your job. Go home. That's it. Somebody throws a punch, block, strike. Block, strike. Boom, boom. It's the same thing. But once you hit somebody with a weapon, I'm going to recommend that you keep hitting them with the weapon. So, someone's right here, and I block and I strike low, my next move is right there. Providing that they didn't hit me with their hand on that side. Understand in fights, just like you, unless you're fighting someone who is an amputee, paraplegic, or has some disability of some sort, most people got two hands and 2 feet. It's not going to be you get to hit them with both of your hands and feet and they don't get to hit you back. That's not how fighting works. I can guarantee you, if I throw a right and you're throwing a right, whichever one of us nails it. Now, if my guard's up and you hit my arm and your guard's not, and I strike you in the chin or the face or the chest, I'm going to take it from there. While you're, like, if I hit you, you hit this. I blocked it, I struck. Wherever your body goes, I need to adjust and go into that position. Because if I don't, that'll give you too much time to recover. I ain't about letting you recover, I'm 48. If I hit you, I'm going to hit you continuously. Why is that? because that's one of my dads. I will hit you quick, fast, and continuously. That's a quote from my father, who is no longer with us. This is the month in which he died. So I figured I'd celebrate him with that. Now, if I double block and I have to get to a strike, it's got to be the closest to you. Granted, it's probably not going to be as powerful as the one furthest from you, because that gives you travel time, which equals momentum, which equals power, which equals pain to your opponent. But you can still generate enough power with a close strike if you have been taught correctly. A lot of martial artists leave that shit off. A close strike is just as powerful as a far strike. It just is your target. Know your target. Boom, boom. See, my target would have been somewhere right here, because I blocked you and I struck. Now, if I had to go extra hard and I blocked you and had to come back, this bitch has become my blocking tool. But if I'm not ready for that, I'm going down. If you're not ready for that, you're going down. Keep that shit simple. You don't need to be fancy. You need to survive. The gloves reduce the pain of my grip on these things, because these things are wooden and they suck. They're good for practice. I couldn't find any metal ones. I would prefer to have metal ones. But this would be Crane. My hands are just closed. For those that did not recognize. It would also be Snake, because of the leg positioning. So, to give you a better example, there's a Kung Fu movie called The Snake Crane Secret. Please go watch it. That is your assignment. So, there is a position in Snake where you are here, but there is a position in Crane. Watch my legs. You can see my legs. This is Crane. It's the same damn move. Snake, it's up here. You see my hand would be clenched? Hold on. Let me do it correctly. So, with the cross legs Crane, because you're going to take a deep squat. Same thing with Snake. You're going to take a deep squat. But this fist will be clenched, because the Snake only has one head. So, you're going to take a deep squat. Now, if I'm striking, this with the leg here is the retort. So when the Snake coils, the Snake can strike. Now for the Crane, Crane flies. So it's to turn and get set. Now I'm sure someone who knows Snake Crane Kung Fu will correct my form on that. I know my form is fucked, okay? I know it, but what works for me doesn't work for you. You can also do this with Mantis, because a Mantis also coils and it also flies. So, if you are fighting people who know Snake, the Crane, and the Mantis, they all have a similarity with footwork. I'm sure most people didn't teach you that. But yeah, Tiger and Dragon, and guess what? They also have that same foot fucking squat shit. It can be used in all of them. They are all related. And my Instagram just paused. And my Instagram is back. Okay, I'll take that as a sign. So, I gotta do 2 more weapons, technically 3, and then we're gonna call it. So first, we're gonna work with the most unconventional thing ever. That's my yellow chain. If you notice, and I know you have, then my routine with this chain has never changed, because I have mastered that and only that, versus what you would do with a meteor hammer and versus what you would do with your chain dart grip. Nine times out of 10, if you're using a weapon, you're not going to use much footwork or handwork outside of blocks. You're going to block with a chain, you want to at least wrap it. round one appendage, little strikes, big strikes. But you also have to remember, this thing comes back at you, and it is just as bad as whoever you intended to hit with. So you got to be aware of that. Weapons have a positive and a negative. Don't ever forget that shit. The second you do, you die. So these are commas. They're also going to be used as tonfas. But for all medicinal purposes, you don't do that because you might cut off your arm like that. So know your blocks, protect your central line, strike, strike. Those are also blocks. Strike there, block, and strike. Understand? So block, strike. But since these are blades, when you block and you strike, it's pretty much if you're kicking that person off of your blade because the bitch got stuck. Boom. Boom. Block. Boom. You know, keep your kicks simple. Keep them simple. Block. Front kick. Reposition. Boom. 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 Reposition. You gotta fight like this. You can do it like this, or like this. They're both facing this way. You can do this. But what you're not gonna do is that. Because those blades will tear your ass to pieces. Okay? You're also not gonna do this. Movies, yes. Real life, no. In real life, I'm gonna tell you right now. Every time your foot leaves the ground, whether it's a normal kick or whether it's a flying kick, you put yourself at risk for a foot sweep or worse. You have to fight smarter, not harder. Alright? You have to. So block and strike, knee, block, strike, knee. Now, knees are also incorporated in every martial art. See how that worked? In real life, that probably would have cut my fingers clean off. I had to do that. It looked cool because they both were flawless at the time. Now, by the magic of our imagination, your commas are now tonfas. So, again, I don't do inside rolls with tonfas. Tonfas, goddammit. I do outside only. You will find what works for you. So block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike. I don't do these because it's a good chance that you can catch yourself versus if it's going outside, I got a less chance of catching myself. Inside, if it's a short range and I hit myself in the ribs, it's a done deal. I might try to go out and I might not extend fully. I might think I'm fully extended and go out, and I might take myself out. So you don't want to do that. Boom, boom. Now see how well that works? Look at it carefully. We're going to do it again. Boom. See how I got down? And then I came out. Now we're going to do it against how I feel doing it. Boom, boom. Now when you watch this video and you look at my body, if my positioning isn't right, this is going to break a rib. Because these aren't real tonfas, but tonfas have a really spinny stick that you are holding on to, and it has a little bit more range here and a little less range here because once it goes past your elbow, that's where it stops. You know, but also depends on the size of your body. Make sure you go to a martial artist at the martial arts store where you buy your equipment so they can measure your arm before they tell you what size tonfa you need. Same thing with the side, same thing with the mishi side. As far as like long range weapons like the moon spade and all that other shit and the chain, none of that shit's gonna matter. But for weapons that you have to use like this or chobos, you want your arms measured so that they give you the right shit so that you don't knock yourself the fuck out. Now again, against the grain, for the grain. I call it that. That's just how I can describe it better. Kind of like shaving your face. Shave up against the grain, shave down with the grain. So for me, this is against, because there's a good danger of me fucking myself up versus me not. So if I block and I go this way, that works a lot better for me than when I block and try to go this way. See, I have to move my body back just so that I don't get hit. Watch again. Boom. Okay? Now, the other way. Boom. Now, as you notice, this top is still there to protect anybody coming around at this range when I'm striking. Because if they aren't right here, which means they've moved over here, I still got a chance to come back around. But if they're engaging, they're already trying to hit me, and this is my protector. All right? And what I don't want to do is spin this way, because I might catch myself in the face and knock myself out before my opponent ever gets the chance to. All right, so we've done all that, and now we're gonna take off these gloves and put on these ropes so we can do bound fighting, do's and don'ts, because I know that that laptop is about to power off if it hasn't already. And I know I got plenty of cell phone juice, but I don't know what the laptop has. So, let's see. If I exit, it's gonna fucking cut off. So we're not gonna do that. We'll worry about it when it happens. I just hope everything shows up down here as it does up here. Alright, do's and don'ts of having your hands tied behind your back and fighting. So, when they're in front, honestly, you have a better fighting chance. So we're gonna do back first, as I always do. Because back is more difficult. You will not be seeing any fancy kicks. I don't know why I just did that, but first your blocks, they're hella bad. You know, if you're not a contortionist, your blocks are hella bad. And if you don't know how to block properly or get your head out of the way, you're gonna get hit and you're going to sleep or you're going to the morgue. So understand your blocks. Now, know where your exit is. So in this case, our exit is over there. I do not want to do this because that sends my enemy in front of my exit, forcing me to engage. All right? So I want to do an outside to inside crescent kick, sending my enemy to my left versus sending them to my right where my door is. You, the camera, being my enemy. Boom. Now I've sent you over this way. I pop my hips. I'm heading out. I'm not going to engage you. I'm hoping that I kicked you hard enough that I've rung your bell, so by the time you recover, I'm out. Now, let's say the door's over there. Again, we do not want to do an inside to outside because it's going to force me to engage with this jackass. I want him to go over this side. So if he's coming and I do this, I fucked up. And now I got to engage this bastard because the exit is over there. So what I want to do, if he's coming, I'm sending him over there with the same leg, just the outside to inside version of the crescent kick. Boom! Now I set him over there, I pop my hips, I'm out. And the reason why I say it that way is because if you're not a good fighter, fighting with your hands tied behind your back, for those who can see, this is a problem. This is a big problem. You're not going to do this. It throws off your balance. You're not going to do this. It throws off your balance. Anything like that that throws off your balance is not good for you. You're also not going to do something that I haven't done in these videos, which is a back foot sweep. Your back's turned. They're going to fuck you up. It also throws off your balance. So now that you know that, you're going to learn how to block with the outside of your thighs. When someone is throwing a kick, you're going to block. If they're over this side, you're going to use this leg. And you're going to learn how to roll with it. So boom, they kick and you roll with it, or you block it that way, or you block it that way. Now you don't want to get caught with your knees. You want it to hit the femur because you got a less chance of getting that bitch broken. So you want it on the outside of the femur, not the knees. Because that shit's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. And I got to blow my nose again because it's running. And I'm sorry. I'm losing the battle with the weather. Yeah, I know it sounds like a trumpet, doesn't it? Well, at least it's clean. Alright, so to end this, we're going to do front do's and don'ts. Your front, you have a whole lot more do's than don'ts, but you're taking an incredible chance. So if you're thinking you're going to do this, looks better, right? Looks way better, right? Yeah, because your balance isn't off now. You're still not going to do those. So first you're going to learn how to block. high left, medium with knee, low left. High right, medium with knee, low left. The reason why you need to remember those is because you don't have that when your hands are tied behind your back. I mean, we can try that. Let me know how it looks. High, medium, low, low, medium. That's as high as it's gonna get. Now, if you look at it from the back, that didn't come out right. Let's look at it from the back. Low, medium. Sorry, I'm distracted. There's a dog here that doesn't belong here. Go home. Yeah, you. Go home. Go home. Okay. Sorry about that. I know I wasted a little bit of time. I guess I should probably go back to how it was. Alright, so low right, medium right, high right. See how my arm is contorted? This one over here, the left arm. Low left, medium left, high left. That is a fucking problem. If you don't recognize that as a problem, then you may have some eyesight that you need to handle. That eliminates this. Here, 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 and I didn't even do the medium with the knee from the back. It's just already going to be a problem to begin with. This is one of those moments where you pray you have a jaw like a piece of steel versus a glass jaw. Because if you have a glass jaw, well, you're going to sleep. I'm sorry, you're going to sleep. Now, when you have your hands in front, you have a lot more options if you're punching and you're kicking. So for Wing Chun and even for Capoeira, you have your line punches, you have your Ginga, because remember Capoeira was practicing chains. I understand that shit. I am not gonna survive this butterfly kick, so if I die, I'm sorry. So, you know, you're not gonna be doing that. Even the best trained martial artists will tell you that that is a very fucking bad move. Even with your hands tied in front, it's still a bad move. It can't not be done, but at the same time, why are you doing it? Somebody better be throwing a foot sweep. So they're either be coming this way, or they're gonna be coming this way. But whichever way they're coming, you doing a butterfly kick with your hands tied is still a bad idea. Especially if your hands are tied behind your back. Now, the tornado kick and the reverse tornado kick, they are doable. You've seen me do them. The problem is, if we ain't making a movie, they're not really necessary. Now your do's and don'ts, you know, now you have options. Block, knee, you know, you have options. So, I've done this before 1,000 times. Block, knee, boom, come through. From there, I then use the elbow. I can push this hand down and punch, or I can turn it to karate and just use this left hand up here and punch. Now, me personally, when I block and knee your shit, I'm just gonna elbow you. I'm not gonna turn and put that extra oomph in it with my other hand. Fuck that shit. You're done. When I knee you, boom, I've kneed the shit out of you. You're going down when my leg goes down, I'm coming right behind you with an elbow. I'm catching you in your dome, or I'm catching you in the back of your neck. One of those places are where I'm gonna hit you, because I wanna make sure this shit's over. I'm not gonna try to kill you, but my hands are tied. You know, so whatever happens is gonna happen. And whatever I just did there, I'm gonna do over here. Boom, boom, kung fu, boom, boom, boom. Now I turn it to karate when I switch to this right fist. All right. Now the reason why you need to know the difference is because one, karate is about power. So we're gonna do it again, and I'll show you a different version more the karate aspect versus kung fu. So first, kung fu, knee, elbow. Got that? And now karate. Block, knee, elbow. Now if you notice, I use the outside elbow, which brings more power with that torque, and it's going to be a little bit more stronger than this elbow. Now this elbow was direct and it's crisp, which makes it really, really clean. So if I'm boom, boom, it also saves me time. Time is not something that you can afford to spend in a fight. All right? You can't afford to fuck up in a fight. You have to be ready. So when you're weighing this out, I want you to practice this, not with your hands tied, please, but pushing that punch, throwing a knee, and throwing that elbow. If you need to time it, go ahead. I'm pretty fast, so it works both ways for me. So I'm gonna push and then elbow. This is gonna be more powerful because of the torque of my body and the weight and gravity, where this is just fast. Both are gonna be lethal, but this is gonna be a whole lot faster than that. All right? Because that's extra. It's actually extra. Why do I need to do that? But I can just go ahead and eliminate you in one foul swoop. So I block, strike, boom. Versus block. You'll weigh it out. You'll figure it out. You'll find out what works for you. But see, the difference between karate and kung fu is just that karate is more direct. Kung fu is about power. No. Reverse that. Kung fu is more direct, and karate is about power. But truth be told, it depends on who your teacher is. If your teacher is teaching you direct skills, but it's under the banner of karate, then that would make my statement correct. If your teacher is teaching you karate, but it's under the banner of kung fu, then my statement would be incorrect. Okay? But kung fu is more about direct line of sight versus karate, which is more about how powerful I can hit this person. Now, again, for me, boom and boom, that's going to work. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't have time to play. Now, if I want to be nasty and I block and I strike and I do this, I went from kung fu to karate, and I added power to it. Now, when you actually in a fight and your brain is moving at 10,000 miles a minute, you ain't even going to give a damn which one you're using. Not really. So, another good do, guys coming at you, you can block, strike, and elbow, or you can just sidestep and trip him. As he goes past you, you can get behind him and put this thing in his throat. Or, here's another one. You block it from the inside and you thrust up, doing a butterfly attempt to strike. A butterfly strike usually goes into the gut, but you're going to change that butterfly gut into a uppercut strike, which is going to be here. You can have your fist closed. You want this knot in his throat. And you want to strike fast. And if you're really good at gymnastics, you can pull a Billy and Jimmy Lee from Classic Double Dragon and flip over him and have him back here, and you can be choking the shit out of him while you're resting on his back. Do I recommend that? Hell no, because that's some video game and movie bullshit that's not going to happen in real life. When you strike them in the throat with this rope, that's it. Pull back and get ready, because if you don't stop them, you're going to have to, because you just pissed them off. So guys coming at you. Now you don't have to so much worry about your exits, but since we're here, we're going to do the same shit with the exit. My hands are in front. I'm not a good fighter. My exit is over there. I'm standing this way. I need to reposition myself. So he's coming. Reposition. Boom. I sent him over that way. I got a straight line to my exit. I'm in this position. He's coming. Boom. Now my exit is over there. So I got a straight line to my exit. You want to know where your exit is. Your hands are tied. You have to have an exit plan. You're not a good fighter. You don't want to do anything that's going to involve your feet leaving the ground at the same time. So you don't want to do like a drop kick unless that's the only thing you know how to do. And you can do a jumping front kick or a jumping push kick, but you got to mind your P's and Q's on that. You got to know where your target is, and the head might not be the target. You want to stop him, you want to hit him in the belly, you want to hit him in the bladder, or you want to hit him in the sternum. You want to hit him somewhere where it's going to stop the flow of air and hopefully unconscionize their shit. So if he's coming and your door's there, boom! You see my left foot hardly left the ground for that front push kick versus this. Okay? You don't want that one. Because if he sees that coming, he can catch your foot. And your foot's a lot bigger than your hand. Unless you got like mega hands and mega feet. So if you have big hands and big feet, you want to keep this push kick low. You know, just keep it a front kick. Keep that shit simple. You know, if you have to do this, if you have to do that, okay, you'll deal with it. However, you gotta understand, if he sees that, he can bat it away. Your hands are still tied, but they're tied in front, so you have a fighting chance of catching him as he catches you. Okay? Now, again, without a demonstrating partner, this means nothing because you can't see what I'm seeing in my skull. Okay? But, again, he's coming at you, you're not gonna do this. Your timing ain't gonna be as good as you think, and even though your balance isn't thrown completely off, it's still off. It might not seem like it because I've been doing this for so long that my balance is off, because I've been doing this since I was 12, but my balance is off. It's still off. And my left jumping spin kick is horrible. But that's because of my surgery. I can no longer get this leg to function the way it used to. So, you know, it's horrible. My left reverse tornado kick. Horrible. And I can feel that there's no power behind it. Since my surgery, I haven't been able to build power with this leg other than close quarters. So you have to know how your body works. Your body mechanics is everything. So if you block and strike, and he's throwing a right, he still has a left. So when you block and strike, you're gonna have to block his other hand too. Versus where if he's throwing a left, which is coming to your right, and you block, and you pull, and then you strike, you're doing a whole lot safer moves than trying to block his right and his left and push in. They're not going to be like the movies where you block and that's it. No, no. You block. I'm still able to still swing. So you have to be prepared for that. And like I said, a lot of martial artists aren't telling you the shit that can go wrong. They're only showing you the shit that can go right. That being said, my laptop's about to die. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Thank you all for watching. For the live, I'm going to end you in a second.